The Life of Prophet Muhammad for Children. Kaaba Arbitration. Zehra and Selim were excitedly waiting for the chestnuts cooked for them in front of the stove. The smell of chestnuts filled the whole room. Handing a few of the cooked chestnuts to Zehra and Selim, the grandfather then spoke up. "Yes, where were we? Let's continue our story from where we left off." Zehra and Selim were very happy with this situation because they were very curious about the continuation of the story. Grandpa started the story. Our master continued to trade. At that time, there was a very successful and good-hearted lady who was in Mecca and doing business. Her name was Khadija. She was looking for someone reliable to help her with her affairs, and they recommended her to our master, said Grandpa. Our master started to help Miss Khadija in her work. Both of them saw how precious people are to each other, and after a while they got married and built a beautiful home. Miss Khadija and our Prophet had 6 children. They named them Abdullah, Zeynep, Rukiye, Ümmü Gülsüm, Kasım, and Fatima. All the people of Mecca loved our Prophet very much. No one could hear the slightest lie from him. He treated everyone very well. Moreover, he was always on the side of the poor and the poor. Sometimes they would entrust him with his belongings and then come and receive him undamaged. That's why they started to call our master Al-Amin. "What does Al-Amin mean?" asked little Zehra. "It means very reliable, my dearest girl." I got it. Then what happened?" Grandpa continued where he left off. At that time, the Kaaba was a very special place because it was the first place of worship built by the order of Allah. A long time ago, Hazrat Abraham built it. Then there was a flood disaster. The Kaaba is damaged. People came together to fix it. It was a little difficult to find materials at first, but they were finally able to find it. They worked hand in hand for days without stopping, and finally the Kaaba was as solid as before. It's time to put the Hacerü'l Esved stone in its place. "What does the rock of Hacerü'l Esved mean, Grandpa?" asked Selim. "It means the rock coming from heaven, my child. A rock that everyone values. They wanted to be the person who took and put it back to its place. This was the reason they argued. Then the argument became even more serious. When the argument went bigger and bigger, someone among them brought about an idea and said, 'Let's find a referee who will tell us who will put the rock back.' Everybody liked the idea. 'Let the first person come from that corner to be our referee,' they said. At that time, the Prophet was passing by. Everyone's eyes shone because Selim immediately spoke up. 'Because he's Al-Amin, isn't he, Grandma?' 'Yes.' They ran to him and told him the situation. They said that if a solution is not found, the tribes will fight. The Prophet accepted the arbitration offer. He took off his jacket and laid it on the ground. He took Hacerü'l Esved and put it in the middle of the cardigan. Then he summoned all the tribal leaders. He told them to hold the hem of his cardigan. When their grandmother was breathing, the grandfather continued. They all grabbed the cardigan and lifted it up. Then our master took Hacerü'l Esved and put it in its place with his own hands. So everyone contributed. The tribal leaders were very happy. There was no unpleasantness between them and their business was easily resolved. They thanked the master very much. He was always like that, helping everyone and always treating him fairly. He was also very clever, wasn't he? Zehra's voice was full of love. "Yes, it is, baby. He was a very smart and very good person both when he was little and when he grew up. That's enough for now. Let's pack this place and go to our beds. Sleep well, my children." Their grandfather ended the story by saying, "They collected the shells of the chestnuts, cleaned the stove, they ran straight to their beds with the happiness of this beautiful story inside. They hoped to see the Kaaba in their dreams."